What happens when the sky shatters, the system integrates Earth into a lethal multiverse, and the only thing standing between your family and a gruesome death is a heavy axe and a lot of grit? Welcome to the beginning of a massive phenomenon. In Defiance of the Fall, the first book in TheFirstDefier and JF Brink's colossal LitRPG/cultivation epic, Zac OZeller isn't a chosen hero with a grand destiny. He's just a former soldier living in a cabin in the woods, trying to keep his dog and his family alive. If you are looking for the ultimate system apocalypse origin story that perfectly blends brutal survival, crunchy progression, and a protagonist who earns every single stat point through blood and sweat, this audiobook is your new obsession. The narrative kicks off with the integration. Earth is violently merged into the multiverse, and humanity is thrust into a gamified nightmare of monsters, dungeons, and deadly classes. While the rest of the world panics, Zac is already in his element. Isolated in the forest with his loyal dog Ozzy and his grandfather, Zac relies on his military background and pragmatic mindset to survive the initial wave of chaos. The atmosphere of Book 1 is incredibly grounded and gritty. The authors don't shy away from the terrifying reality of a world where a single misstep means becoming monster food. The audiobook narrative perfectly captures the visceral, high-stakes tension of the early days, making every rustling bush and every low-level monster encounter feel like a fight for your life. At the core of the series' addictive appeal is its brilliantly crunchy, deeply logical LitRPG progression system. Zac is assigned the warrior class, but he quickly realizes that standard swords and shields won't cut it. He finds a unique, massive axe and commits to it with an almost terrifying focus. Watching Zac grind, experiment, and eventually unlock a highly coveted hidden class is incredibly satisfying. The authors treat the system not just as a video game overlay, but as a complex set of physical and magical laws that Zac must master. The numbers go up aspect is deeply rewarding because every new skill, every point of strength, and every drop in agility feels hard-earned. The audiobook brings the weight of his axe and the hum of his newly awakened energy to life, making the combat feel incredibly impactful. But beyond the stats and the loot drops, the soul of Defiance of the Fall lies in Zac himself. He is a deeply compelling protagonist, ruthless to his enemies, fiercely protective of his loved ones, and entirely uninterested in playing the hero. He doesn't monologue, he chops. His tactical, no-nonsense approach to combat and survival provides a refreshing contrast to the typical hot-headed LitRPG protagonists. The bond between Zac and his dog Ozzy provides a much-needed emotional anchor, grounding the brutal fantasy in a deeply relatable human reality. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, Zac is forced to delve into his first major dungeon, a terrifying, undead-infested cemetery that tests every ounce of his newfound power and tactical cunning. The pacing is relentless, shifting from methodical survival to explosive, high-stakes boss fights. The finale is a massive, dopamine-fueled payoff that not only secures Zac's local territory, but also pulls back the curtain on the vast, terrifying, and awe-inspiring scale of the multiverse. Defiance of the Fall is a masterclass in the system apocalypse genre. It is the perfect foundation for a series that would go on to become a titan of progression fantasy. It is smart, brutal, and unapologetically addictive. Plug in your headphones, grip your axe, and join Zac OZeller. The system has arrived, but Zac is ready to defy it.